Hi, Kim. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. So sorry for the delay. Our internet was acting up a little bit yesterday and I wasn't able to access the site like I wanted to. So anyways, I wanted to go over the colors in your palette really quick. Again, once you get your makeup in, we can go through these together one-on-one, and just know that if there are any colors or shades that you prefer not to get right now, that's perfectly fine. I just want to make sure that you absolutely love this makeup. You feel comfortable and confident in how you apply it and wear it. And I want it to fit within your budget. So this is the link that when you click on it, it's going to carry you to the Saint website, and it's going to have your palette with your shades in your palette that we used from the Christmas party. So we're going to walk through these really quick. This is a size 12 palette. You can go with a bigger palette. You can go with a smaller palette. If you go with a smaller palette, though, it will, smaller than a size 12, it will knock out some of the colors that are already in here. So just kind of be careful with that. You can also change the design if you'd like to. If this black is not your jam, feel free to change it up. And then once you scroll down just for navigation purposes, this is where you'll see the colors when I, excuse me, oh my goodness. When I refer to your highlight colors, you'll see Aura here is selected, but you'll be able to take a look at all of the different shades. So like the lip and cheek colors, there are gloss, satin, and semi-gloss. So if you want to toggle back and forth between those, and the eyeshadows, there's shimmer, matte. I personally don't use the glitter much because they're a little messy, or the creams, but the mattes and the shimmers are all absolutely beautiful. So let's get started. So when we first applied your makeup, we used this color Aspen as, it's a contour color, but you can actually use it and stipple it on areas of your face that you want to even out a little bit. So anywhere that you have hyperpigmentation, if you have redness, if you have melasma, this will be a good way to kind of even those areas out a little bit. I do the same on my face because I have a lot of red splotchy areas on my face. So Aspen is a great way to do that. So that is what I use. Before we start, also, if you hear my dog eating in the background, I'm sorry. This is what we use just to do a light little stipple on your face to even out any of those areas that you were concerned about. Next up, we have Mango, and this is what I tapped just ever so lightly underneath your eye in any areas that I saw maybe a little blue or purple. And this will help to cancel out some of those undertones. So again, it's just essentially a color corrector, but you can use it just really lightly up underneath your eyes before you apply your makeup, and that will help cancel out any of those undertones. Okay, your contour color is going to be Cedar. This is going to be a shade that you put on your jawline area, across the top of your forehead, where your cheekbones are, just to give you a little more depth, dimension. And then from there, you have what's called your main highlight color. And I call it your main highlight because it's going to match the main part of your face. So this color is Athens, and you can think of it as like a foundation shade. Next up, we have Aura, which is also a highlight color, but we like to call it a brightening highlight. So for you, you could put this on the inner and outer corners of your eyes and in your T-zone area. And this will just brighten up your face and give your face a little bit of extra dimension. So the purpose of the makeup really is, it's called 3D foundation. So instead of just putting one flat color on our face, since our faces are not one-dimensional, we use 3 colors. So you have your contour color, your main highlight color, and your brightening highlight color. So it's like a paint by numbers. So it makes it super easy. You don't have to cake on your makeup, and you still get a really great finish when you're done that looks like your regular skin. One other color that we did use along with your 3D foundation was Bella Bronzer to add a little bit of warmth to your skin. This is one of my favorite colors in my palette just because I am naturally very pale and I like to add a little hint of color like I've stood out in the sun for a few minutes, right? So Bella Bronzer is definitely a must-have in my palette, but I added that in there because I know that we used it on the night of the Christmas party just to add a little bit of warmth into your skin tone. All right, now the second layer, it looks very bright and colorful, but these are shades that, again, we used on you when we did our makeup for the Christmas party. So we're gonna walk through these. This is the color that you had originally picked to go on as your blush color. So it's called a lip and cheek shade, and it's a lip and cheek just because you can use it on your cheeks as a blush or on your lips as a lipstick or lip gloss. So we used this first, but then I topped it off with a little bit of this color called Wildflower. You don't have to get both. If you just want to get Pink Lemonade, then you by all means can do that. And if you wanted to switch up the shade and just get the Pink Lemonade along with maybe a glossier color, like I know a really beautiful one is Desert Sunset. I also like Summer Love. It's really beautiful so that you'll have something to wear on your lips as well. Then you can do that. So let me know if you have any questions about the lip and cheek shades. Next up in your palette is going to be a Vanilla Dust setting powder. This is just a translucent powder that you're going to tap lightly onto the areas of your skin that you want to be a little more matte or where you don't want to feel that cream consistency on your face. So this is a translucent powder, meaning that it's not going to change the color of your skin tone once you apply it over your makeup. A lot of powders have a tint to them. This does not, which is perfect. So it keeps all of your colors the same shade. It's also very lightweight and very fine, so it's not going to feel cakey once you put it on. And then last but not least for your face, we have your Illuminator, which is the pretty shade that we topped off on the tops of your cheekbones to make you look like you had a little bit of an extra glow on your face. I like to call it a lit from within type of glow. So Angel Illuminator to me was absolutely stunning on your skin. So I wanted to be sure to add that to your palette. And then I did include 4 different eyeshadows. Some of these I believe we used all of these on your eyes. We used a few more on top of this, but oops, I only had enough room for 4 eyeshadows. So I wanted to give you some colors that you could use on a daily basis, that you could use when you have an event or something like that going on. So I ended up adding the colors Claire, which is a really beautiful dusty rose color. We have Zion, which is just a smidge darker, and it's a really great medium toned brown shade that can go with any outfit. Then we have You Complete Me, which has a little bit of a shimmer to it that you'll use and just tap on your lids. And then we also have Soulmate, which I used on the inner corner of your eyelid or of your lids. And I just tapped it on with my finger, and that gave you that nice pretty pop on your eyes. So those are your colors from your palette. The only other thing that you would want to grab is a brush. The brushes with Saint Word made specifically to work with the cream foundations. So if you go to brushes and tools, when you click on the menu, I would recommend either the 3D brush or the blush and bronzer brush. Either of those will work perfectly. There is an eyeshadow brush, which I am very partial to because it is just so good. But you can take a look here, see if there are any others that you have a question about. I'm more than happy to answer them. There is a brush cleaner, which is phenomenal, that I use once a week to keep my brushes clean. And let's see. So my 2 favorite brushes for people who are just starting out with the makeup, like I said, are going to be the 3D brush, which is the top right, and then the blush and bronzer brush, which is the bottom left. They are double-ended, so it's essentially 2 for the price of 1. But if you go to the top and you tap on collections, there is a collection that has your bronzer and the blush and bronzer brush in it, bundled together. So you save essentially like $11 by putting them together versus purchasing them separately. The only thing that you would want to do is switch your bronzer color to Bella, because that's the shade that's in your palette. So you can add that to your bag if you'd like to save a little bit of money. And then when you press the back button to go back to your palette, you'll just want to tap on this Bella bronzer and remove it from your palette. That way you don't end up with 2 Bella bronzers in your cart. So again, if you have any questions, please, please, please let me know. If there are colors that you want to take out, or if you're like, Casey, I absolutely love this, but how can we get it down to this cost? Then just let me know, and I can, we can take some things off. But once you're ready, just press add items to bag, and then you'll see your items in your cart over here, and you'll see Casey's VIP shopping link at the top. You do get free shipping when you spend $50 or more, and then you'll also get your palette for free as you're adding your magnetic tins here to your palette. You'll get your palette for free. You get palette credits as you add those tins. So that's another little freebie that you get. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I cannot wait to go over everything with you once your makeup comes in, and I hope that you have a great rest of your break.